Hi guys and girls, I'm Obsidian Ant and welcome back to Space Engine. Last month in a video on Space Engine I set myself a challenge to see just how much I could find within 10 minutes. It was a lot of fun and I think people generally enjoyed it, so here we are again and I'm going to try the same thing. So we're going to need 10 minutes on the clock. Here we go right now. So, Space Engine is a vast universe. That's right, we've got a full universe here, 100 billion galaxies or more. So, first off, I think we're going to leave this galaxy and to see what we can find elsewhere. There's many of them. We can get up to some significant speeds here, so that's precisely what we're going to do. Flying away from the galactic core then, passing that beautiful looking nebula straight out of the galaxy and straight into intergalactic space. Now, intergalactic space, of course, is absolutely vast. We're talking absolutely millions and millions of light years here, just in between each galaxy. And as we get up to speed here, all of these dots flying past us are galaxies, and we're going to just choose one of them. Any one will do, I guess. Let's see, that one, or maybe that bright orange one over there. Now, let's go here. Let's select that, press the G key, and that will zoom us straight into the galaxy here. It is a spiral galaxy, so similar in structure to the Milky Way galaxy, and we go to the outer edge of it this time rather than the core, and we'll see what we can find. So we're looking for anything interesting, and straight away over there's that big orange orb. That's either a star cluster or a nebula, or maybe actually it's a very large sun. So that is going to be pretty significant in size because we could see it from so far away. So let's head on over to it and see what planets, if any, actually orbit it. Now the star itself does look a little bit odd, you may feel, and simply because you can see the structure of it over on the right here. And this is down to the way Space Engine handles light. We can reduce the exposure down and, well, it allows us to see some bright objects that we otherwise wouldn't be able to. Now I was going to say we got some, what appears to be some gas giants here, but not necessarily. This one looks very nice, the Taurid Super Neptune, so let's go towards that, and look at that, that's super close to the local star here. We've also got some moons orbiting it. I suspect we could get some very nice views here, and this just goes to show how quickly you can find interesting areas within Space Engine. Now the first thing I want to do here is try and get up close to that moon, which is also orbiting extremely close to the planet, so we should be able to get some pretty unique and interesting combinations of visuals between the moon, the planet, as well as a star in the background. The star, of course, is looking very dim at the moment, just so that we're not blinded. I'll turn the brightness up in just a bit so we can get a slightly different feel for that. Not really getting close enough to this moon here. I don't want to overshoot it, so I'm trying to be cautious. Instead, another idea, let's click on the moon if we can and press the G key, and maybe that will get us into where we want to go. Oh, we're on the clock here and this is kind of wasting a bit of time, but we're getting there. Now we could have actually checked this from the detail map. I did want to look for a more structured moon. This is more of an asteroid type of moon, so we're going to move away from that and let's have a look at the star being a little bit brighter and see what that does for the visuals. So it kind of overwhelms the Super Neptune that's right in front of us. Yeah, HDR mode is probably better for this type of thing. But nonetheless, let's move away and see how that goes. So I'm using a mouse and keyboard here to control Space Engine today. Normally I would use HOTAS, so you may notice that my camera movements are not quite as smooth as usual. HOTAS actually gives a much smoother operation for this sort of thing, but for this type of challenge I think the mouse and keyboard works much better. Now the planets are looking particularly interesting today, so rather than going looking for nebula and other things like that, I think we're going to stick with planets. We've got another one here in the same star system. I was actually hoping it was going to be a similar sort of distance from the local star, but a bit further out. Nonetheless, let's circle around and try and get the sun in view as well. In fact, that actually seems like a good theme for this particular challenge in this video. Let's see how many planets we can find and how many suns we can get on horizons. So That might get a bit too close there. This one's proving it a little bit difficult, and the sun's not perhaps as interesting as some others. So we get down there a little bit anyway, and then we'll head on off to another planet and try and find a decent surface and see what we can get on the horizon there. So yeah, nothing particularly special in this case. So let's head off and see what else we can find. The sky is full of stars. There's absolutely tons of them. Any one of these will do. Let's just select one at random, I guess. Let's see, any one of these. And we'll press F2 because what that will do is give us an indication of what's actually there. And then we can see whether or not it's worth travelling to. I'm not going quite fast enough. Come on. Let's see what we can find. So, yeah, we got a planet there. That looks pretty interesting. Let's head towards it. Okay, and this looks exactly what we want for the theme here. We've got a binary star system off there into the distance, and we got an absolutely rugged surface down on the surface of this planet. So let's get a little bit of footage here, just orbiting around this particular planet, and then we'll head on down towards the surface. It's locations like this where Space Engine truly does excel. There's nothing quite like it. Planetary surfaces, especially these types of ones with this type of atmospheric effect, very, very nice. So what I'm doing here is zooming the camera in a bit. There's a page up and page down option on the keyboard which will do that. And in this case, this is good for collapsing the shot in on those stars over there, whilst still getting some visuals and perspective on the mountains that are on the planetary surface. So yeah, I think that's a perfect location for a screenshot. F12, that gets the Steam screenshot. Of course, you can also take screenshots within Space Engine itself, and Space Engine also allows you to capture footage, although here I'm using OBS. So we're going to fly over the surface of the planet here. The camera is actually being pulled slightly downwards and to the right. You may notice that. I think that is because we're still zoomed in, so really I should zoom out. Home key does that, resets the camera back to its default position, and that looks much better. Lovely looking crater there. That could have also made for some nice footage and a nice screenshot. But we're down to around about 2.5 minutes, I think. So it seems like a good time to move on and try and find another interesting looking planet. Right, we've got a ringed gas giant there, and this one looks especially interesting. What do we got? Oh yeah, look at that. Lovely, lovely, unusual looking atmosphere there. So what I'm going to try and do is get around to the Terminator here a little bit, which will give us a good indication on where the sun within this particular star system is. Let's have a look, see if we can see where it is. Oh, we got another binary star system. Very, very nice. So heading in towards the Terminator, because that is where you're most likely to get the two stars here on the horizon. Also quite mountainous here, so we're in for a bit of luck here. We're going to have some nice shots. Look at that. So it's locations like this which can make for some stunning exploration. In fact, I was really tempted to stay up in orbit there, but the theme here I decided was to get down on the surface of planets and get those stars on the horizon. I think I've zoomed in a bit too close there. We're not going to be able to see them. Let's zoom out a little bit where they've gone. Come on. There they are. Just look at that green atmosphere. So let's move out a little bit. We're going to be careful not to go too high because we're going to leave... Yep, there we go. We're starting to leave the atmosphere. Let's get down a little bit closer to the surface because, yeah, that would make a nice shot. Oh, look. Lovely mixture of colours there. So we're going to slowly move away from this just to give a slight panning shot. Not too fast. Easy does it. And I think in a minute we'll also accelerate time up a bit to get a slight time lapse. So the shot may be zoomed in a little bit too much here. We can't see a whole lot of what's going on, but we're almost out of time. let's have a look just to see if we can find one more thing before we finish up here. So let's stop time, or slow it down rather. Any star ado? Yep, let's go to the local gas giant. I'm not sure what happened there. I must have brought up the local star system rather than the one in the distance. So, not too bad. Time ends. Let's just finish up here. Okay, so the final area isn't particularly interesting, but nonetheless, within that brief 10 minutes, we did find a few nice planetary surfaces, and, well, yeah, made for some nice exploration, I think, didn't it? I think that's where we'll leave it for today. I do want to do a few more of these videos. Let me know what you think. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys and girls next time.